behalf of the Ruben Garcia family. Ruben had worked for the same company for 12 years. He had never had any criminal history in his life. On the day of this incident, he was going home from work to be with his wife and 4 children, the oldest 10, the youngest 1 year old. For some reason or other, an officer decided to pull him over. And I presume most of you have already seen the videotape and have heard the conversations in that tape. Under any circumstance, any city official, and as a former council member in Dallas, I can tell you, who used profanity with any citizen, who used racial slurs with any citizen, would be immediately terminated, just for verbal abuse. But in this case, we have not only the verbal abuse of Ruben Garcia, but then the actual shooting of an unarmed individual with his hands above his head. I don't know why this occurred. I don't know what was going through the mind of Officer Clark. I don't know if he didn't have the proper training, the proper diversity training, if he was just scared and hadn't been there long enough. But whatever the circumstances, right now, Martha Garcia and her 4 children will never see their father again. He won't be there when they graduate, when they get married, on Christmas, on Father's Day. And that's something that this council and you, Mayor, and the police chief have to address. The fact of the matter is that this unfortunately happens throughout this country too many times. And what we're asking is release the videotape. Let everybody in Louisville and everybody in America see what happened out there. Number 2, you have the decision to terminate this officer if his conduct was not becoming of a police officer and not professional. Number 3, send this case to the grand jury of Tarrant County and ask for an outside investigation by the FBI or the Texas Rangers. And let's find out what the truth is, and let's have justice for this family. That's all I ask for. Thank you.
All right, now you've already violated Rule 1. If you're here,
survive. They can't strive anymore because you guys are choking them. Not particularly you guys, but the system is introverted. It has taken... I'm sorry, it's very emotional. I just want to say that today, we need to put ourselves in the shoes of that family and understand their pain. And ask ourselves the cliche question, what would Jesus do in this time? What would Jesus do? He would stand right here in this podium and say the same things these people are talking, because Jesus is speaking through all of us. And if you guys don't wake up to Jesus' calling, there will be judgment for all of you guys as well. So this is an opportunity to do the right thing. Wake up to the reality that humans are suffering, and that society is suffering, and the world is suffering. And this is not a fight and a war against the body and the flesh. This is a spiritual battle. And until we don't address that, officers will not step out and do the right thing because their spirit is broken. They do not see through the eyes of Jesus anymore. The system of governance is not seen through the eyes of Jesus, and Jesus came to liberate us. And we must free our minds. We must emancipate our souls and our minds so that us together can find a solution and bond this broken system. Only we can do it. Only you guys can do it. And I ask you guys, please close your eyes and pray. Pray, because that is the only way we'll find solutions to these answers. And it is time to stop this brutality. My fellow students, college students, have had to drop out of school because of stupid fines. The cops are not out here to protect them. They're chasing them. They're predators. And I love them because they also hold Jesus inside of their hearts, but they're not listening to them, to Jesus. They're not listening to the voice within that tells them what's good and what's wrong. The system needs to promote compassion. Without compassion, we will become extinct as a species. We need compassion to become the forefront of what we're teaching police, teachers, educators, everybody that works for the government, everybody that works for any sort of corporation needs to prioritize Jesus. Without it, we're not going to bond this broken system. And I'm so sorry for what happened. You guys may have lost your father, but you guys have the Father that's in heaven, and his name is Jesus. Thank you.
The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Yeah. You know.